Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. In the last episode, we had a lot go down. We reached the heart of the Mother Crystal, and Cid transformed into Ramuh in order to destroy it successfully, but then this dimensional portal thing kind of opened, and this creature called Typhon showed up and pulled us into it, and, you know, Clive had to basically learn how to full prime his Ifrit to fight it. We got through that, but after we successfully got out of that, the exertions that Cid had been making as Ramuh finally caught up with him, and he ended up passing away. And then Ultima apparently showed up. And Joshua was there as well, and he managed to, I guess, contain Ultima within himself. And then the Mother Crystal evaporated. So, one Mother Crystal down. And then we got a 5-year time skip where Clive has taken on Cid's name and Cid's cause, but it isn't quite going well. And yeah, because Kupka discovered the original Hideaway and destroyed it and killed a whole bunch of people there. So now we have a new Hideaway and what looks like a fallen airship of some description. And so we need to kind of get caught up on what's been happening the last 5 years and who is here and who, I guess, isn't. So, let's start checking the place out. Boatman.
Last I saw, he was in the mess, as always.
We need to go speak with Otto.
Welcome back, Cid.
Finish with that log so we can call it a morning.
Here's Jill.
Otto will want to know what happened in Cosnus. I expect he'll be in the mess.
Alright, let's just take a look here. This is the lift, I guess. Yep.
Look, it's Cid.
Staying long this time?
Alright, so this is the mess. The infirmary. The bunks. The map room. The atrium. Yeah. We're gonna go explore the place first before we, There's the bard guy. Let's see. There's the orchestrion.
I don't know. Perhaps I
Don't
should
need
just
that.
have Blackthorn
Oh.
make me a new one.
Karen.
Is it business or pleasure?
Looks
Go
like
on, then.
she managed to make it out.
I'm thankful you got that much. You got out else? I reckon I can find a buyer. You got out else? Come again.
Alright,
Oh,
we're not going to worry about
don't.
buying
I'm not
anything
much
from
bothered
the
either
equipment
way.
perspective until we actually have a chat with the blacksmith.
Back, are ya? What do you want?
11 bolts.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
Anything better on this front? Anything better on that front?
Not it.
Nope.
Fine.
Alright.
And what can I do for you? Go on then.
Do you have anything better as a belt or van braces? No. Channeler's Whispers. Automatically charges magic spells and maintains the charge until cast. Accessory effect will not trigger unless the ability charged magic is learned. Because it automatically builds up my without having to hold it down. Increases limit break generation amount by 3% when dealing damage. Increases limit break generation amount by 6% when taking damage. Reduces heat wave cooldown.
Finished, are you?
Yeah, so I wanted to use that. Flames of Rebirth cooldown reducer. Rising Flames damage. We have new abilities for Ramu because we did absorb Sid's abilities. And then I'm not entirely sure about this. What is this option? Create a ball of lightning that upon being struck chains lightning to other nearby enemies. Oh, you gotta bait enemies into hitting it? What's the big one here? Judgment bolts. Yeah, we'll probably want to go for that, if I had to say so. We're still looking at this. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go ahead and learn that. Oop. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace this with aerial blast. Yeah. I'm assuming we're going to get other icon abilities, and we'll probably replace Ramu's.
Have you been to the
because,
toll? I hear a new ship.
as I've said, not exactly kind of the way, you know, my cup of tea. At least not at the moment. What's this? Wall of Memories. Created the day Clive pledges allegiance to Cid, this crystal shard transfixed with twin daggers is a powerful reminder of a promise made, a friendship forged, and a legacy inherited. Okay, interesting. Alright, well. Let's go see Otto then. Actually, hold on. Nah, we'll talk to him. Let's just see what he has to say.
Operations are suspended until further notice.
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sent his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
Alright, map room. Who is this? Vivian.
I'd trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here?
So we're gonna get caught up. I figured as much.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Alright. I figure out where Tomes is hanging out. Oh, are there any entries here? The Hideaway. Established under the leadership of Clive Rossfield, who took on the title of Cid after his former leader's passing, and Titan's destruction of the old Hideaway, here a community of like-minded individuals from across the realm has gathered to build a place where people can live and die on their own terms. Like its predecessor, it is built within fallen ruins deep within the deadlands of Central Storm. Decidedly unlike its predecessor, however, it is located in the center of a lake, Benamir, across whose waters any invading enemy can easily be spotted long before their arrival. Yep. Vivian Ninetails. A scholar and strategist who makes her home in the Hideaway, analyzing every shred of information that comes in from the wider world in order to divine the disposition of the realm's armies and those who lead them. She offers her insight to Clive that he might better understand the lay of the land. The moniker Ninetails, of which she herself is fond, was gifted her by her fellow scholars in recognition of her ability to speak at length on almost any subject. Alright. Okay, at the shelves.
Norseman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
On Gods and Men, a heavy leather-bound tome containing the findings of one Anaximander of Canver, a renowned theologian who spent most of his life chronicling Valisthea's diverse religious history. Alright.
Ready? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same, but alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates, see if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Alright. Return to your chambers.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Otto stole us. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
Though it still does leave a rather large scar on the face.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Once the hall's swept, it's over to the tavern crowd.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Reading table. Reports, letters, and other important missives addressed to Clive are delivered to the thingy. Reading table in his chambers. The message is always arriving, so make a point to check the reading desk upon returning to the Hideaway. Alright. The Republic's play. The Republican army marches on the Empire at Twinside, and the men of the Rock have been summoned to the front. Something big is brewing. I reckon I'll see you're done to wear upon my return.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the Hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
So he does know that Joshua's still out there?
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
Alright, we're gonna go after another one. Meanwhile, the Northern Territories.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, Are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
The Gathering Storm.
What would make Martha leave the rest?
Alright, well, looks like we're gonna head out there.
Something has happened to Martha. We need to speak with Otto.
Alright, what's the word?
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip round the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
Alright. Looks like there is a new quest nearby. And there is something new at the map room. State of the Realm.
Here for another of my lectures.
We'll ask about the Crystalline Dominion.
My beloved homeland.
Oh, the crossroads of Valisthea, where only one has to stroll the streets to hear news from every far-flung corner of the realm. Its mother crystal yields more shards than any other, and its lands even now remain untouched by the Blight. It is a blessed country
Or at
indeed.
least, it was.
Until Zambrek elected to invade and establish a new holy capital upon Twin Sides' heretofore neutral shores. It pains me to see the land I love so changed, and even more to know that I did not predict it. I knew that Emperor Sylvester had designs on the Dominion, but to abandon Oriflamme, the seat of the Holy Empire, since its inception, seemed too audacious a move even for him. Coming to the Hideaway.
I admit.
When I took up my professor's bonnet and began teaching at the University of Canver, I did not think for a moment that I would one day count Sid the Outlaw among my pupils. Nor did I imagine that my fellow educators would have designs on my life, and we both know how that ended. Has it been a year already? Such is the peril of an overly inquisitive mind, I suppose. One is wont to uncover that which others would go to great lengths to ensure remained hidden. Were it not for you and our mutual friend having come to my rescue, my curiosity would likely have proved fatal. But instead, I was not only saved, but granted a new lease on life as personal tutor to a band of outlaws, no less.
A far more reputable fellowship.
Than anything in the academic world, I assure you. We'll ask about her, I guess.
One would think.
My role is abundantly clear by now. I offer you and yours the guiding light of knowledge, that of matters military and political, both past and present, that it might illuminate your way ahead. Whereas only by understanding what has come before that one might steer one's way toward a brighter future. Your role, meanwhile, is to ensure that I remain furnished with as much information on the state as the realm as your people can muster, in order that I might continue to appraise the dispositions of the great nations and those who rule them. And of course, to pay attention during my lectures. It would not do to appoint the storied Ninetales your tutor, only to disregard her expert advice. Alright, state of the realm.
What is it that you wish to learn?
By speaking with Vivian, the Hideaway's map room, Clive can view the state of the realm and learn more about the current goings-on in Valisthea, revisit any of the Ninetales' past lessons, or take a deeper look at the relationships of those individuals in Clive's orbit. Grand Cast. Situation map.
One must understand one's place in the world.
Detailed overview of the current and past events relative to Clive's story and updates as you progress through the main scenario. Okay, so I'm assuming like we're gonna have like lands shifting and some nations falling and okay, so this was Year of the Realm 860. Right. Knight of Flames, right? This is the Holy Empire's army that came over, their raid force. The duchy was seized. Northern territories. That's where Jill is from. It's falling to the Blight. Death in the Defile, that is where Lanisa, Defile, battle between the Iron Kingdom forces that were landing in the south versus the Republican army. Alright, Dakar Norvent, Garuda's Rage. Salvation of the King's Fall, right? The King's Fall, the Imperial Army was there. Our trip into Rosaria. East Pole, our trip. The fall of Drake's Head. Sid's Hideaway being destroyed, moving to the new one. And then the Sambrek army marching on the Crystalline Dominion. Once independent state straddling the continents of Storm and Ash, its capital Twinside is built on the tiny Isles of Ark, from which its mother crystal, Drake's Tail, rises. After Drake's Head was destroyed in 873, the Holy Empire of Sambrek declared Twinside its new capital in defiance of the long-standing non-aggression treaty. While controversial, the move, carried out by Prince Dion and his Knights Dragoon, proceeded mostly unopposed, largely due to the Dominion's lack of a dominant of its own with which to intimidate the interlopers. Okay, so the Crystalline Dominion does not have a dominant. Costness, that's where we had the bearers, and now we're heading to Martha's Rest. Okay.
Here's the latest information I have.
Detailed visualization of character relationships. Warrant to shield. Right. Childhood friends, for the moment. I assume they're going to end up a little bit more than that at some point. Ambrosia, our chocobo. Is our chocobo kicking around here anywhere? Or no? This is also... attempts to assassinate. Rebels against. Traveling companions. Okay, interesting.
The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
If we ever need a
Any
refresher
volunteers to say the
on
word?
what the relationship is
That band when
between
it comes to the old fisticuffs.
anybody, like who is this person and what are they doing and why?
Finish with that.
Welcome back, Sid.
All right, we have a side quest.
Damn blighted bilge. Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry will keep eating away at the timber like young Tet does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so, assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
All right, unless of course someone finds you some pitch.
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
All right. We'll prioritize that. Let's see. Where is that? That is here. 3 reads. On the way to Martha's Rest. Very well. We'll take care of that, but that will be next episode. So we'll stop here for now, and we'll get to work on that and other things when we come back. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.